I got a lot of information before coming here about all the extraordinary work that was being done, but one thing was left out, and that is that you're supposed to wear red when you come here. So here I am, all in blue and a little bit of orange, and feeling like a fool. And I do have a red tie in the car, which I may go switch out for, but I'm thrilled to see, especially the students arrive and to be here for this pre-celebration celebration. My script tells me I'm supposed to speak from 8:40 to 8:45. So I don't know whether I'm set up here to, or whether it's a way of signaling to me that, to keep it brief, but, and I will be brief. There are, you could ask a multiple choice question this morning. Are we here for an athletic event, a special education event, a Special Olympics event, a regular education event, or all of the above? And being a teacher by training, I can start with a quiz and ask you each to, in a mental note, check your answer. Which are we here for? And there is a correct answer on this one. Sometimes teachers will say, there's no wrong answer. On this one, there's only one right answer. It's all the above. We're not here for a sports event, although we will celebrate sports. We're not here for a special education event, although there are incredible contributions from the world of special education. We're not here for a Special Olympics event, although Special Olympics is at the core of the power that has brought us together. We're not just here for an education event if what you mean by education is simply preparing for a test. We're here to help open our hearts and minds to a different future and to celebrate not what you young people will do later, which I'm sorry to say, many educators talk about, well, you're our future. Personally, I don't like that expression. I think you're our present. Right now, you are celebrating for us the hope and commitment to a more inclusive and just Pennsylvania, United States, world. Right now, right here. And that's, to me, all of the above. I started, like you, Dr. Gallagher, as a teacher, a special education teacher, a regular education teacher. I think we're here because we're seeing a powerful convergence around the most important issues in education today, which to me are reinvigorating our young people with a sense of purpose, a sense of empathy, a sense of grit. The disengagement amongst young people in this country in high schools is at an epidemic level. Some say as many as half of our high school students are not engaged in the life of the school. Today we're going to celebrate what I believe is a school where the energy you guys are bringing, not just the staff, the board members, the sponsors, but you young people are making it possible for everyone to be engaged. For everyone to learn grit. From where? From your teachers? No, but from your Special Olympics partners. Where are you learning empathy? Not just from your parents, but from your Special Olympics athletes. Where are you learning to find your purpose? Not just from the Civil War, or not just from the periodic table, or not just from where to place a comma, or not just from Shakespeare or Maya Angelou, but you're learning it from each other. You're finding the critical ingredients that motivate and stimulate and drive learning are on display right here. So I think this is not just a celebration of Souderton, but a call to action. This should be, Frank, you were saying you have to fight. I hope 40 years from now people will say, there was a time when not every school looked like this. But today every school does. And I hope it's not 40 years, but maybe 3 or 4 years. Why shouldn't every school, every high school, why shouldn't every high school in Pennsylvania be a unified champion school? Is there a good reason? Money? No, it's not expensive. Yeah, it costs some money. I thank the finance team for being here. It costs a little bit, but not very much. Training? It's not a huge obstacle. Young people are they not willing, too busy, distracted? Not at all. As you said, 100 students signing up for this. Overwhelming numbers of non-disabled kids involved, invited, engaged, encouraged, trying to get in. So we don't have a demand problem, we don't have a money problem, we don't have a training problem. All we need is the willpower. And every school within a short period of time in this state could be a unified champion school. And I guarantee you that if every school is a unified champion school, every school will be a better school. Every school will be a better school. So let me just close by saying on a personal note that when my Aunt Rosemary was born almost 100 years ago, and my grandmother was told that she had an intellectual disability, she wrote in her diary that she was heartbroken. And she was heartbroken, I believe, not because her daughter had a disability, but because the world around her daughter would be so unforgiving and unwelcoming. As I was listening and watching this morning, I thought to myself, there's an alternate word. That if a mom were here today with a newborn child, she might say heart opening. That her child could live and grow up and attend a school that looks like this. It might be that she would not only think that her child was a source of heart opening, but that her child would be heart opening for others. That her child would grow up to be a teacher when she was 14 or 16 or 18. That she might be in a school where her gifts were so beautifully recognized that she was seen not as someone who had special needs, but special gifts. Not as someone who needed additional services, but someone who brought additional value. So from all of us in the world of Special Olympics, we're 170 countries. We're over 5 million athletes around the world. We're increasing numbers, hundreds of thousands of young children in our Young Athletes program, hundreds of thousands of young people with special needs being trained as leaders now in our athlete leadership programs, Pennsylvania being a leadership state in that regard. This is a booming movement, not because we're helping people with special needs, but because we're unlocking their gifts to transform the culture. And when we do that, we celebrate not a program for people with intellectual challenges, but a program from them to the world to make us all better. So from where I sit as a teacher, as an educator by training, and as a Special Olympics fan by birth, this is a beautiful moment of convergence when we're beginning to see the possibilities of a whole new future, driven by the one institution that, in my view, can help change this country, and that is schools. People will look everywhere. Will the politicians do it? Sorry to say, I don't believe so. Will scholars do it? I don't believe so. Will business leaders do it? Maybe they'll help, but I don't believe they'll lead. What's going to make this country what it can be in the future? I think it's going to be educators. So I believe we're not just here to celebrate young people and teachers, but we're here to celebrate a better country for all of us. And for that, I thank each and every one of you, because I know it takes enormous amounts of work to make today possible, not just the food and the beautiful tablecloths, because I think this is every morning here, right? I would love to have a job here if it were. But I know it's not just today's work, but it's the endless hours from teachers and coaches and students, endless hours at night with lists and computers and emails and responses back and forth, over and above the call of duty, tireless effort that makes this moment possible. And to all of you, I say thanks. I can't wait, and I've gone way over, but I'm glad and grateful that you've listened. Thank you.